farther than that. So let's go look at this. Here's my view. That's the trail. So you can see the trail way up there. Basically just keep going straight. On the CDT. Where does the trail go? Where does it go? Look at that. Amazing. Coming to a gate. Looks like a CDT sign. Coming up on Spring. Let's go see what kind of water they got. RC6 will never fit my pack. So that looks okay. Not too bad. There's a little guy here. Let's check that out. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. Alrighty. Just a very pleasant place to take a break. I never thought I'd be sitting on green grass here. It's amazing. So coming up to a hill up here. We'll see how that works. Yeah, it looks like it goes over that hill, but it's so short and it's so gradual, no big deal. Up over the top of the hill, oh my goodness, I can see about 10 miles out of the road. Yeah. So about 3 more miles to camp. It's a tough business to try to keep the signs upright. Pretty nice road. So this is the outflow for it. I think we're going to try to find a spot here, make it work. It's still too windy to put up the tent, so we'll wait until the sun gets a little bit lower. So leaving this little oasis here at the reservoir, gonna go walk 11.5 miles to the road for Jeffrey City. My wife is gonna trail angel pizza and beer, so very excited. There's your morning sign, and here's my view. There's the top of the reservoir. You can't see the water. Beautiful day. A lot of coyotes yipping last night. Yip 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 yip. I think it's a road walk for a long way. I don't know where it stops, but I don't mind. You know, it's a very wide, smooth trail to me. There's a lot of antelope out here, but they're really hard to get a picture of. Usually running away. Oh, there's another one. Just watching hikers walk by. And another little antelope. trail magic. Woohoo! Beer and pizza. Pizza. So leaving trail magic with full stomachs. Now I feel like I can lay down and take a nap.
Great.
Feel great, yeah. So 11.5 to camp. And it looks like a 1,400-foot climb between here and there. Looks about the same, huh?
Yeah, it looks exactly.
Always the same. So a 7-mile climb leaving Crooks Gap Road. And of course, climbs always happen when you have the fullest stomach and the heaviest pack. It's a white cow. Oh, we found shade under a tree at the top of the hill. This is great. That was about 3 hours from the Crooks Gap Road up to this point. But boy, you really get out of the desert floor and actual trees again. That's just so much nicer. So now on top. So the good thing about a change in altitude and going up, green grass, look at that. Yeah, there's a wild horse. Watching us. So about 2 miles to camp. Here's pretty, nice and green. About 1/2 mile from camp, but look, trees. Real trees again. It's fantastic. Coming up on the last cattle pond that'll be home for the night. Looks pretty big. Boy, too huge. Like, I would call them small lakes. So leaving our little valley here at 1667. It's a nice place to camp. It got windy about midnight or so, and it's about the same today. So we're going to walk to mile 1680, where again my little wife will provide magic. It's the most civilized way to do this. Come on. Looking back on the two cow ponds, there's the SOS way down there. Beautiful day. This entire basin is just interlaced. These roads, where do they go? What were they built for? No one knows. It's crazy. Going up to that and going around. Boy, there are lots of flowers. Nothing but flowers in the desert. Sweeping views, that's for sure. Does the trail go? Where does the trail go? The trail goes up here and then around and up the hill and then back down again. Signs up here. There's trail magic. Woohoo! So, taking a few minutes out of the wind in the Jeep, my gosh, it's at least 35 miles sustained, and probably gusts up to 50, with a lot of gusts up to 50. We're going to keep walking another 10 more miles. That'll give us 23 for the day. Weasel Spring seems to be the just paradise. So we're going to try to head for that. I don't know how people do this with like contacts. My gosh, A, your contacts probably dry out instantly, so you're always adding drops that are going sideways in the wind. B, you must have to take your contacts out every 5 minutes to try to hose out the dirt, just the dust and the constant sand that's blowing. You really need goggles. I think if just somebody's going to try to do this and you wear contacts, invest in a really good pair of like motocross dirt bike goggles that you can walk through here and not get just tons of dirt in your eyes. I mean, it's in your mouth, it's in your nose, it's in your ears. You're filthy just from the blowing dirt. So we're gonna go out that way. 10 more miles. It's 1 o'clock, so we should be there in like 3.5 hours or so.
Headwinds are extra calorie burning. And
embrace the brutality. The cache of some kind. Right. I read about that. There's a cache here. Hiker. So this is Alkali Creek. Pretty darn dry. So that's a stream at 1684. Boy, lots of water. Man. This is Weasel Springs. Go through this little gate here. If you look way back there, right there, there's a vertical metal tube. That's where you draw the water from. And it looks so we're still walking. It became kind of worrisome that the wind might stop and we were in a bad place to weather that out. So we're just going to try to walk. It may be a long night. But usually, when the sun goes down, the wind dies down. But it's not doing that now. It's really odd. I've never seen it not do that. So, leaving our little shelter here. This is where we camped last night. Right there, in back of this huge rock. Yeah, the wind was, man. I've never been in that kind of wind, and every time it always stops at sunset. Every time. And didn't stop at sunset. Man, oh man. So we saw this rock here, and we thought the sun had already gone down. We thought, oh well, let's just try to find just someplace there. Luckily, we found that little flat spot. Because babies, there is no shelter from the wind. You know, rain, it's not that big of a deal. You can find a little bare spot, but the wind, you can't get away from it. It's crazy. Anyway, today is much better. It's calm. Slept like a rock last night. By the way, the duplex with those poles, those cross poles, really does work in the wind. So I wind tested my duplex. So, walking my way back out to the trail, see if we can find it here in this vast desert. And see, 10 miles today, and we're going to get off, and then it's 15 miles to Highway 28, and that completes this whole section. Back to the trail. Beautiful day. So, So that mountain over there is how far we had to go to get out of the wind. And as you can see, there is no cover. There's no easy place to just put a tent. A few rocks there, but the wind was coming this way, so doesn't really help. Anyway, lessons learned, I guess. Boy, look at the winds. Very snowy. So this portion of the trail is also on the California Trail. Totally cool. This road is also on the Oregon Trail. California Trail and Oregon Trail. Must have been just dandy in a covered wagon. Yeah. So the wind's picking up, but it's still pretty cold. It's chilly morning. That's the Sweetwater River down there. Nice. There's even a little beach. So we're back here at Sweetwater River, Guthooks, mile 1705, doing the last section to Highway 28 of what I would consider the Great Divide Plain. Whew. It's a tough place. You know, the just toughest part about this section is nowhere to put your tent, no place to get shelter from the wind. That's probably just a biggie. Water is secondary, but boy, the lack of shelter is tough. So I'm going to walk to Highway 28, which is the start of the winds, basically. And it's just a road walk. There's nothing to really show you. I don't know if I'll show you much, but you know, a couple nice sights between here and there, I'm sure. An hour later. Starting to look better. Trees, hills, aspens. Very exciting. We're taking South Pass Road into South Pass. So South Pass, 3 miles this way. Probably quite the place back in the day. Yeah, it's probably quite a nice house back when. Just some of the outskirts of South Pass City. More mines. It says it's closed, so why are all those cars there? There's a better look at this mine. Big. Coming up on the metropolis, South Pass. Well, they do have root beer and an ice cream bar, and I'll take it. So back on the CDT trail itself, doesn't look very used. Grass is growing on it. So this is going to end up on Highway 28, which would be a good pickup point. Wow, so that is a trail. I think we're the first people to come through it this year. A little overgrown, you could say. No markers. Bushwhacking. Sure didn't think this was going to happen. tell you that people are not using this part of the trail. Look at this. This trail's not been used in a couple of years, or ever. Some old shacks over there. Well, I get the feeling nobody uses this. Did I miss a meeting? Did I miss a memo that said this is not the trail? So this is the quote-unquote trail. I don't see anybody's walked on this thing for years. So the desert just seems to end right there. And then all of a sudden it's grass and trees. What's up with that? That's just bizarre. And now it looks like regular forest. Weird. Coming up on Highway 28. Alright, back to the Bartmobile. So glad to be done with this section. Tune in next time. We'll be west of Yellowstone on the Idaho side and going up the Idaho-Montana border. Thanks for watching. Great Divide Basin over. Wind Mountain Range is right there. Woo! Count it. Wind Mountain Range right there.
Goodbye, Basin!
Goodbye, Basin. It's been real.